I almost kind of consider it like an anti-coffee. Like in the morning, I'm a coffee person, and as soon as I wake up, I drink my cup of coffee and get myself going. Kava's the anti-coffee. It does the opposite. It kind of gets me into where I can transition into bed.
Josh, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we just made some kava for you, and I'm excited to try it with you. This is our Boron Goru.
Nice.
It's really nice. Cheers.
Smells great.
Yeah. How is it?
It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I said, I appreciate the herbal taste to it. So.
Yeah. You haven't had this one before.
I've never had this one, no. It's the deep blue colored bag.
Yeah.
Boron Goru, is that how you say it?
You got it. Yeah. It's very, it's probably similar to all the other kavas you've tried, but it is going to be a little bit more relaxing, right? It's a pretty chill ride from here on out. So thanks for coming out and talking to me about kava and, your thoughts around it and what you like about it.
Yeah. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. So we met, 5 or 6 months ago.
Yep.
And you didn't know anything about kava. And in the last 5 or 6 months, you've opened the door,
yep.
Right? Tell me about what you've experienced.
Yeah, so really, really random, obviously, us meeting and me experiencing your business and kava in general. I've never had any experience with it at all. I've always struggled with different things, anxiety being one of them, depression being one of them, and always just looking for different tools and things to help me. And like we were talking about earlier, I had anxiety, and I've tried kava, and it's one of those tools that really is beneficial. So
yeah, I think a lot of people, when they go through life, right, they have all sorts of problems that pop up.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It could be, your family issues. It could be your friends. It could be, a rough day on the job. It could be all sorts of different things. And kava is one thing that has always consistently been in my life as a huge, huge blessing. Right?
Yeah.
It's been something that's been able to really take me out of circumstances that I would have otherwise had. I don't know what I would have done without it.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced a time where you had a rough day and kava was able to help you with that?
100%. Yeah. There's all kinds of different coping mechanisms. Obviously, you can come home and be a jerk to your family. You can come home and slam a 6-pack of beer. You can, all kinds of different things that you can do after having a bad day. And everybody has bad days, obviously. It's such a great, simple way to just relax and forget about how stressful your day was, what you experienced that day. Maybe if you're anxious about the next day or whatever. Just such a great way to enjoy your evening. And that's typically how I take it too. I don't ever take it in the morning. I know we were talking about a lot of people will take it in the morning when they wake up or something. I pretty much always use it to kind of transition myself into bed. And whether it be 1 glass or 2 glasses, just, however the day went. So
yeah,
sleeplessness, that's huge. I mean, I'll be sitting in bed on my phone, just like, I can't sleep, my mind's racing, I'm super anxious. So I'll, jump out of bed and make a cup and, relax, and it'll kind of transition me into my sleep so I can prepare for the next day. So
it's pretty cool. Do you how much kava do you generally drink in a night, right?
In a night, yeah, typically. So what would you say, how much was in here?
It's about a half cup.
Okay, so probably like a full cup. I usually will drink like 2 glasses of it. It's hard to just drink one. I like to drink a glass and let it kind of sit for half hour or so and kind of see where I'm at. If I feel like I need to take another glass, then it's really easy to get the dosage right, I guess. Because you can do that. You can drink a glass and know exactly where you're at. You're like, okay, this is gonna stick around for a couple hours, I'm good. Or if you're like, yeah, I definitely need another cup of it. So
yeah, I think that it's a really cool, like, built-in, system of doing it, right? Where right now a lot of people will go, okay, well, I'm gonna have this pill, and this is what I'm gonna have, right? This is my dosage, right? Kava, it's not really a dosage thing.
Yeah,
it's more just a, how am I feeling right now? Right? I think that we're so disconnected from really being in tune with us and these things that we call bodies, right? And like, we just need to be more cognizant of how things are affecting us, right? And I think Kava really helps us get to a point where we start to understand, okay, I've had a little bit, I might need a little bit more.
Yeah.
And whereas if you have a pill, a lot of times you'll take it and it might be twice as strong as what you want it to be or need it to be.
For
right?
sure.
So this allows you to really figure out your spot.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's really cool that you offer a ton of different types too. Like I was telling you, Mellow is like money for me. I love that Mellow. It's really good. But this is great too. Like, there's so many different options for you, and you can kind of play with it and figure out what exactly works best for you. And so you're never going to have a bad experience, I've never drank Kava and been like, oh man, I wish I didn't do that, so.
What does Kava feel like to you?
Like, how do I feel when I drink Kava, or?
Yeah, like you like in your scenario, you're in bed, you're getting a little antsy, you hop out, you make yourself a cup, and you drink that first shell of Kava.
Yeah.
What do you feel like immediately? And then what do you feel like a half hour later?
Yeah, so I guess immediately, obviously, there's that numbing feeling, which doesn't bother me at all.
Numbing in the mouth.
Yeah, mostly the tongue and the throat. And then there's that initial, I feel like it's kind of like a wave of just relaxed, not like sedative-esque. Like, I don't feel like I'm a zombie and I'm going to be stuck in the couch, but I just feel like, okay, I was having a bad day, or whatever the situation is. This kind of takes the edge off. And I know it's weird, but I enjoy the taste of it too. I like the earthy taste. I know it's kind of...
You're one in a million.
I know it's kind of strong and weird. I almost kind of consider it like an anti-coffee. Like, in the morning, I'm a coffee person, and as soon as I wake up, I drink my cup of coffee and get myself going. Kava's the anti-coffee. It does the opposite. It kind of gets me to where I can transition into bed and relax. And I know coffee's not necessarily great for anxiety, but
sometimes a man needs his cup of coffee.
When you got 3 kids and,
and you got to get up and you got to go to your work and you got to do this and this and this. Yeah, sometimes you got to do that.
It's So I guess I would consider it like the opposite of coffee.
Yeah, anti-coffee. I really like it. Yeah.
But no, it's a cool, it's like a cool, almost ritual-esque type of thing too. Like, preparing it's interesting. I know that there's a big community vibe around it too. I know that places in the Polynesian islands and stuff we've talked about, people come over. They come over for a cup of kava, and that's really cool because it's like something you can experience with somebody else. So
yeah, it's what we're doing together right now.
Exactly right.
We're a couple minutes in, and it does definitely helps kind of loosen things up, right? So. A lot of folks have issues in social environments, right?
Yeah.
Where this, I think, would be really useful. People who might be starting to see some negatives of other things that they're taking in their lives, might start looking to Kava as a way to help them, not, consume these other things that are kind of ruining their lives,
Absolutely.
Or not even necessarily ruining their lives, but just not being exactly what they want.
For
right?
sure.
Maybe that day they don't want, alcohol, right?
Yep.
They don't want that beer today, right? But they do want something to kind of relax. This is a good option.
Definitely. Right? Yeah. It's scary too, because you think about pharmaceuticals, like, it's kind of a scary industry. You never exactly know what's going on with what you're taking, and are you going to react poorly to it? Is it too strong, like we had just talked about, things like that. And then obviously alcohol is super addictive and can be super destructive. So it's a great option for people that are just looking for a little bit of an outlet.
Yeah. And that's not to say, right, like that pharmaceuticals are all bad, right?
Correct.
It's not to say that doctors don't know what they're talking about. Doctors are smart.
Definitely.
Right? So it's not that you shouldn't be taking whatever they prescribe you.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that you should be more proactive about what you're taking into your body.
Yeah.
Right? And this may be something that you can be proactively take into your body and not worry so much about the negative side effects, tolerance issues, addiction issues, all these potentials that you experience in a lot of other areas like alcohol or some pharmaceuticals. You would run into those problems, but not with kava, right?
For sure.
So, yeah. Do you? So in the past, I've had personally a lot of really, not to get super like weird or anything, but I've had some really dark times, right? And I think a lot of people have had issues in their lives where they've gotten to a point where it's just too much.
For
right?
sure.
Life is hard.
Definitely.
Super hard. And, I'm sure everyone either has experienced some of these issues in life. And if they haven't, they always know someone who has.
Definitely.
Right? And I feel like kava is one of those things that has really helped take me out of those situations, right? And has helped really almost, this might sound absolutely crazy because kava is a plant, but in a lot of ways it taught me about the world, how to talk to other people, how to form these relationships.
Yeah.
The plant itself might be something that we're drinking, but really it's this that kava has helped us do.
Definitely. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Like you had said earlier, it's a tool, and whether you're using that tool to cope with things or using that tool to just relax, you can use it however you feel pleased or whatever fits in your life too. So
yeah,
for some people it's different. For some people, like maybe you and I, who have experienced these dark times and gone through things, this can be a great tool for you. But somebody who just wants to kind of transition into bed or wants to relax for the night or read a book or whatever it is, like it has a lot of different facets to it. So
yeah, I'd agree.